Yeah. I didn't think that I had a debt to pay till the king to take all I.
Assalamu alaikum. Greetings everyone. Solomon here. So Sana 92. I'm going to be talking about this review. Last Saturday's event that occurred last Saturday for Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh Season Stadium in the district of Riyadh, around the stadium, around the area of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So last Saturday's event took place in around the capital of Riyadh, in the Saudi Arabian capital. So I'm discussing about the women's and the women's and the men's Royal matches, including the undisputed titles between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn matches for my review tonight. So there'll be more matches I'll be discussing about in my review tonight, so stay tuned, and hopefully you can make some judgments over my complimentary criticism or remarks I make of my matches. So hope you have a look for a review for each match I talks about. So yeah. Right then, so let me just get started talking about the live events that was happening in the WWE for Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for Royal Rumble 2026. So on to the women's Royal Rumble match. There were many entrances, many women who entered the Royal Rumble. I believe Charlotte entered number one. There were many entrants. There were many women who entered, such as Alexa Bliss. There were Chelsea Green, etc. There were Lash Legends, Nia Jax. There were many women who entered the Women's Royal Rumble this year. Different numbers. Number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, etc. So they all entered the ring in their allocated designated numbers as such. 9, 10, 11, 18, 5, 6, or 7 as such as the time goes on. So there are a number of eliminations. I do remember watching one of the occasions of the match where Charlotte managed to get a range of about 9 or maybe 5 or 6 eliminations, or maybe the most, maybe the less, or before she managed to eliminate. I forget who she was eliminated by. So many more women entered, then they were down to about 3 women. I think it was Charlotte, Liv Morgan, and the other woman, I don't recall who she's the other woman. So the other woman was eliminated as such. So then they kept routing, hitting the execution a few moves as such from them. So, and then Liv Morgan managed to eliminate eventually Tiffany Stratton out of the match, for the top rope. And Liv Morgan is the winner of this year's 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match. So congratulations to her for that part. And on to the second match. I think the second match was Gunford versus so I keep forgetting. Gunford versus AJ Styles. I think it's AJ Styles' last ever match in the WWE. So if he was to lose this match, then City is going to hang up his boots. So AJ Styles, is one of my favorites in the wrestling business. He's had a very good career in the independent TNA wrestling as such. So I actually thought he was retired. I just remember things to do with. Obviously said not many months ago, but back in Sunday, I was talking about John Cena retirement. So but yeah, it is apparently AJ Styles would have gone to that retirement, but so he has a really good career. We had a good career in TNA wrestling as such. So he's what he came remember he entered back in 2016 in the Royal Rumble itself. But many years ago when he entered around 24, 25 to get the entrance number as such. So yeah, basically I'll discuss about more to do with that. I'll discuss about the match itself. So Gunford and AJ Styles were locking heads together. They were just basically they were executing moves. They were just basically lock holds, high flying punch, many holds they were executing, in outside the ring as such. They were just basically it was quite technical. They expect Gunford to be the one who gets the power over him in some cases. So in the other part of the ending up the match. The Gunther managed to execute sleeper hold on AJ Styles from there, and then in a few minutes, 1.5 to 3 minutes or so, Gunther manages to defeat AJ Styles by submission, by sleeper hold, and AJ Styles is apparently now lost his matches. Now he's no longer competing in WWE as of now. So he's now fully retired. So whatever happens next, if it's going to be announcement he will make on Raw as such, so we'll have to wait and see. But it looks like he is his last match apparently. So, but let's just go for the warning, and I hope the best for AJ Styles in his future upcoming whatever he does in since he runs for a backstage role, if it's for any sort of capacity, we'll have to wait and see. So on to the third match, the WWE Undisputed Championship defended by Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. So Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, they were expect Drew McIntyre to get the upper match on Sami Zayn as such. Sami Zayn was going into the match, not as the favourite, but as the it could come out of nothing, when it comes to these matches with Sami Zayn as opposed to these heavyweight opponents, like Drew McIntyre, depending on the company and such. But depending on the moves they hit in the ring, I remember one parts where they, I guess I just about these holy shit moments when they power bomb each other, when they power bomb each other for the announce table and such. That was one occasion where I enjoyed the part of the match there. That spot there was good. It was quite technical, from Sami Zayn, hitting all these moves and such, all that, So it's good effort from Sami Zayn, I should say, to make sure he gets back into the match and gets momentum. He nearly covers a 2.5 as such. So he managed to get the upper notch, but Drew McIntyre, he managed to get back into the match itself and to get a few matches. I've been watching like maybe 4 or so. Anyway, so he managed to get back, hit the finisher, Claymore, I believe. So and he pins in 1, 2, 3, and then Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Undisputed title. So Drew McIntyre is still the Undisputed WWE champion, and he gets to defend it on the next upcoming live event in Saudi Arabia, where he managed to defend the title against Sami Zayn. Right, so I'm not going to speak about the 30-man Royal Rumble match. So many entrances there. Many people made the entrances as such, Cody Rhodes entered, and a few others, Cody Rhodes, many others. I keep saying Cody, I'm repeating it myself. So Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, many names entered the Royal Rumble, I can mention many of them, but I forget many names that entered the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns entered the Royal Rumble itself, so they were entering like in these numbers, RKOing, Randy Orton delivered a few RKOs when he entered the match itself, and many people came in, they entered in these different second numbers, as opposed to the women's match where they threw out these numbers here, like 7, 8 or 9 as such. But yeah, I mean it was different as opposed to the different gender of the Royal Rumble match itself, the women's match. But men's match was much more preferable compared to the last one, I would say. So depending on the eliminations that each one came into to eliminate some opponents from there, it seemed such, So when it came down to the I think into the I don't remember who was the last few people in the match itself, because we're watching it like 3 days ago and I kind of lost track about things. But so I think it was down to like a few others, and I think it was between Gunther and Roman Reigns in the match itself. So somehow Gunther was taking out a few dishes of Roman Reigns as such from there on. So they were just like executing a few moves there, and then out of nothing he manages to get Gunther out of the ring by tossing him out or like executing a move on him in some aspects to eliminate Gunther out of the match. And then Roman Reigns is the 2026 Royal Rumble win in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So congratulations to the head of the table. Roman Reigns is the winner of the this year. So that's very good to see Roman Reigns wins again. So he will be headlining WrestleMania with that victory that he's entitled to. So congratulations to him. So that's my review for this year's 2026 Royal Rumble. So as I always say, if you want to subscribe, the audio is up here, and let me just decided here to the screen. www.youtube.com/SSW subscribe, have an opinion if you like, make comments about you I said here for Rumble 2026, make a judgment if you want to. So yeah, so that was my review for Rumble 2026. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully there'll be more reviews coming soon. Many good reviews coming soon. Hopefully you might enjoy, might not enjoy. Anyways, the next review, take care.
Seems like we never were taught the right way. Every other minute I fought for my place and dropped what I made and thought you might stay. So I'm guessing that you probably know when your inside's hollow, then you ought to be cold. Like a pill I couldn't swallow and it swallowed me whole. Another line hard to follow till it follows